And welcome all YouTubers. Welcome to Crypto News Alerts. In today's show, I'm going to be breaking down the latest technical analysis. Also breaking news just in, founder of media giant Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, says the company will definitely be adding Bitcoin to its balance sheet. Let's go. We'll also be discussing the founders of the crypto mixer Tornado Cash accused of laundering $1 billion, as well as tracing the origins of Bitcoin's newest $3.1 billion Bitcoin wallet, which is now the third largest wallet in the world. We'll also be discussing when the Bitcoin price likely to moon, as the Bitcoin halving cycle hints at Q4 as the smart money buys the rumor. We'll also be discussing $3.5 billion crypto fund says Bitcoin is primed to skyrocket if history repeats itself. I'll be sharing their timeline as well as their $148,000 Bitcoin price prediction. We'll also be discussing Jack Mallers, the Fearless Strike CEO, predicting the Bitcoin price is likely to ascend to $1 million per coin. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. And welcome everyone just joining us. A quick reminder to smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And also heads up, I just recently launched the new Clips channel where I'll be uploading daily clips from this live stream each and every day. So please help support the movement and let's get this crypto, shall we? Welcome everyone just tuning in. This is pod episode number 1382. Let me know where you're tuning in from and what you're most excited to learn about today here in the show. Massive shout out to everyone in that live chat. Let's kick off today's show with our market watch. As you can see here on your screen, we got Bitcoin currently correcting, trading back under $26,000. We also have Ether, unfortunately, still in the red, trading at $1,645 as a lot of the alts continue on their downwards trajectory. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap barely sitting above 1 trillion with 28.5 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. We have the Bitcoin dominance at 48.3% with the Ether dominance at 18.9%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, Zcash leading the pack up 3.5%, just modest gains, trading at 25 bucks, followed by Flare up 2%, trading at 1.3 cents, followed by Mantle up 2%, trading just under 43 cents. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, as you can see, a sea of red with a lot of major losers, including Pepe down 15%, and we also have Hex down 5.6% and KCS down 4.5%. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated at 39, which is fear. Yesterday was a 41, last week a 37, and last month a 51, which is neutral. So there you have it. How many of you are currently bullish on the King Crypto? Let me know. And if you feel the bearish sentiment will continue and we could potentially reach lows sub 20,000, also let me know, and let's discuss it a little later on during the live Q&A. But now let's break down our Bitcoin technical analysis, check out the charts and what is popping for the King Crypto. Bitcoin is still worth $20,000 nearly 6 years after first reaching this target if adjusted for inflation. How many of you were around back in December of 2017 when the Bitcoin price action hit that 20,000 level? Let me know. Now, while crisscrossing the 20,000 mark since tapping its all-time high back in December of 2017, Bitcoin has gone as high as 69,000, which was in November of 2021. So taking inflation into account, the story of the Bitcoin price action looks remarkably different. As of August 25th of this year, $20,000 worth of Bitcoin purchased in 2017 is now worth $24,942. To put it another way, the current Bitcoin spot price of $26,000 per data from Cointelegraph and TradingView reflects 6 years of practically static Bitcoin price action. That's why I say it's an excellent opportunity to be stacking them sats. And quoting an analyst here, in inflation adjusted dollars, Bitcoin is barely above the 2017 market peak. And responses on X further noted that this calculation was based on official inflation numbers, meaning that in real terms, Bitcoin may even be lower than its previous cycle peak. Interesting, right? Others concluded perhaps that the numbers underscored Bitcoin's ability to function as a store of value, while the Bitcoin Gandalf added that they were surprised that the issue had not received much publicity. And according to this U.S. debt clock, which you can see on your screen, the national debt currently stands at over $32.7 trillion. That's virtually 3 times more than the assets under management by BlackRock. Now, the United States inflation, meanwhile, continues to be the central focus for risk asset investors, including the crypto bulls, with With the official data pointing to a slowdown, hopes are being pinned on the Federal Reserve to match economic policy with perceived reality. On August 25th today, Jerome Powell will deliver a statement on the policy at the annual Jackson Hole Economic Symposium. Let me know if that has occurred yet today, and if it has, give me the latest updates. I appreciate that. Quoting Keith Allen here, a double bottom is a good foundation to bounce. A lower low paves the way for paradise. And in this chart shows Bitcoin order book on Binance still lacking significant liquidity above 25 Gs, increasing the chances of rapid moves. So there you have it. Also, breaking news just in, as revealed during the CEO of Strike, Jack Mallers, when he interviewed Portnoy in his most recent pod episode, the founder of media giants Barstool Sports says the company will definitely be adding Bitcoin to its balance sheet. Very smart move, if you're to ask me. Now, we all know the first publicly traded company to pave the way was MicroStrategy, as putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet, the first corporate treasury to do so, and also one of the largest hodlers of Bitcoin in the world, next to the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust product, which currently controls over 400,000 BTC. But now let's discuss the latest developments regarding the Tornado Cash developers and the recent lawsuit versus the regulators. Here we go. Roman Storm and Roman Semenov were indicted federally on charges of conspiracy to launder money, conspiracy to violate sanctions laws, and operation of unlicensed money transmitting business. Storm was arrested in Washington, and the other remains at large. Prosecutors allege that Storm and Semenov intentionally designed Tornado Cash. How many of you have used that before? Let me know. To let cyber criminals anonymized transfers of funds on the blockchain. The system was used to launder more than $1 billion in digital currency, violating U.S. sanctions, according to the indictment. Now, earlier this spring, Tornado Cash is believed to have aided in laundering part of the $600 million stolen by hackers sponsored by the North Korea in the March attack on the Ronin network as Ethereum sidechain. And although the company had already put sanction screenings in place, Storm and Semenov reportedly used deceptive compliance practices to keep proceeding illicit transactions. That's according to prosecutors, quoting them here, as alleged. Tornado Cash was an infamous cryptocurrency mixer that laundered more than $1 billion in criminal proceeds and violated U.S. sanctions, said Damian Williams, the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. In a statement, he also said that Roman Storm and Roman Semenov allegedly operated Tornado Cash and knowingly facilitated this money laundering. These charges come amid a national crypto crackdown by the Department of Justice, as well as the SEC, I should say, and those facilitating the cybercrime and evading sanctions. This action follows last year's imprisonment of Tornado Cash developer Alexei by Dutch officials. So there you have it. Do you think this is unlawful action for them to experience this as a result of creating this mixer? Or do you feel that they are truly money laundering and whatever charges they have coming their way, they deserve it? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. I just personally hate seeing crypto developers, being attacked unless they're legitimately committing the crime. So please let me know. Do you feel they committed any crimes, or do you think this is an overreach by the Department of Justice, the SEC, and the regulators? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. Now let's discuss the latest developments regarding this wallet, which has become one of the biggest hodlers of Bitcoin within just 2 months' time. That's right. They have accumulated well over $3 billion in just over 2 months. And there are a lot of rumors. Is it owned by BlackRock? Is it owned by Robinhood? Well, let's discuss where this infamous wallet has came out of the blue. Now, a new Bitcoin hodler recently entered the spotlight, accumulating 118,300 BTC, valued at $3.1 billion at the current value. Data provided by the BitInfo charts reveals this undisclosed Bitcoin wallet now ranks the third largest hodler of Bitcoin in the world. Speculation runs rampant concerning this identity of this new Bitcoin whale. Industry insiders are pointing to a likely candidate, a centralized exchange. Gemini in particular had been named as a potential contender. The Bitcoin wallet in question initiated its Bitcoin transactions back on March 8th and has since stockpiled a considerable amount of Bitcoin in less than 4 months. The blockchain analyst revealed that the Bitcoin transfers to this mysterious wallet predominantly originated from the Gemini exchange. And interestingly, the wallet's first major transaction took place 1 month after BlackRock filed for its spot Bitcoin ETF. Interesting, right? This coincidence fuels further speculation that BlackRock, the world's largest asset management firm in the world could actually be the force behind the rapid Bitcoin accumulation, but Gemini operates as an OTC trading platform for Bitcoin, facilitating large-scale transactions. We have George of Cryptos R Us who observed Gemini is likely executing these transactions for someone else. They have been methodically transferring Bitcoin into this new wallet. Now, this observation leads to the suggestion that the wallet might be a hot wallet used for a complete large purchases. Now, the timing of the Bitcoin wallet's transactions aligns well with BlackRock's recent filing for the spot Bitcoin ETF as well. And if approved, this would be the first product of its kind in the United States. Quoting Crypto News here, a transaction of this magnitude is typically initiated by a few key players. BlackRock's ETF app process and the aggressive manner of Bitcoin accumulation hinted as a strategic move. Now, should BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF proposal be approved, the firm would need to hold a substantial amount of the cryptocurrency. Now, spot Bitcoin ETFs require the offering company to hold the underlying asset, which in this case would be Bitcoin. Now, other potential players let's discuss mention other entities such as Bitwise, Van Eck, and even WisdomTree, who have all recently also applied for a Bitcoin ETF. Their rationale would also be based on the future growth expectations. And he further noted that companies like Robinhood, which I've been hearing a lot of speculation about as well, could be accumulating Bitcoin to also offer their own spot Bitcoin ETF. So there you have it. What are your thoughts? Who do you think this wallet likely belongs to? If I was to guess, I think a centralized exchange is a great guess. Someone preparing to be offering Bitcoin through the spot Bitcoin ETF, and they're just accumulating and getting ready for this action to take place. So yeah, could be Robinhood, it could be BlackRock, but clearly Gemini is making the executions of the trade. So I'll be keeping you posted with the latest developments as they continue to unravel. And with that being shared, fam, now let's discuss the $1 million question. When Bitcoin moon? Let's discuss it, shall we? And welcome to everyone just joining us in the live chat. Make sure to say hello. I appreciate the support. Bitcoin is much more likely to stay range bound until at least Q4 of this year, according to long-term market participant Philby. In a new thread, the analyst says that readers to expect the flat Bitcoin price action all the way into the end of the year. So Bitcoin may be disappointing the bulls after its 70% Q1 gains. But for Philby, there's little about the Bitcoin price action this halving cycle that is different from the previous ones. Quoting him here, Bitcoin is 1,200 days since the previous halving, and during this period, Bitcoin has historically consolidated. Uploading various comparative charts, Philby predicted that miners should begin to bid price higher into the Bitcoin halving, which this occurring around 1,276 days later after the prior halving. Quoting him again, miners are incentivized to ensure that prices are well above the marginal cost prior to the halving, whether they collude consciously or they are collectively incentivized to send the prices higher before their marginal revenue is effectively halved. He wrote, also adding that the smart money interested in buying the rumor around the halving's potential positive Bitcoin price impact has also buoyed the market of the previous years. Now, 1,276 from the 2020 halving gives early November as a potential deadline for such behavior to show itself. Quoting him again, from a timing perspective, Q4 seems like a critical time for Bitcoin, where we are likely to see supply constricted and new money driven by speculation. That's his forecast. He also points out alongside this chart, until then, it would be unusual for Bitcoin to break up, much more likely to consolidate. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. Now, between now and then, various curveballs may lie in wait for Bitcoin, not least of which the U.S. macroeconomic policy. In September, the meeting of the FOMC will decide the benchmark interest rates is of a particular interest for the risk assets, such as for the bulls, such as Bitcoin. Philby described the macro aspect as being clearly the elephant in the room. Quoting him again, if that can remain steady, then I believe the game theory will play out and Bitcoin will convincingly break 30,000 before the end of the year, he wrote. Now, should a more bearish scenario enter, Bitcoin can return to 20,000. The current 2023 local high of 31.8 may remain in force. And I would suggest that if that happens, and if anything other than for a short time period, then the pre-halving pump may only take us to the 2023 highs already seen, and breaking it will come much later. So there you have it. Now, we also have giants such as Pantera Capital predicting a $148,000 Bitcoin price by the time of the halving in 2024, which I'll be be covering here in our next story of the day. But let me know your honest thoughts. Do you agree with Philby? What do you think the likelihood of us returning to sub 20,000 is? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. And now let's discuss our next breaking story of the day. And that's the $3.5 billion crypto fund, Pantera Capital, predicting 148,000 Bitcoin price coming soon. That's right. According to a report co-authored by Pantera Capital's founder and other execs at the digital asset focused venture capital firm, Bitcoin can rally by around 32% from the current level prior to the next halving. And afterward, Bitcoin would have to rally by over 450% to reach the peak of the next bullish cycle. As per the Pantera Capital team, quoting them here, the next halving is expected to occur April 20th, 2024. And since most Bitcoins are now in circulation, each halving will be almost exactly half as the big reduction in new supply. So if history were to repeat itself, the next halving would see Bitcoin rising to 35,000 before the halving and 148,000 after. So again, less than 9 months out, they're projecting the Bitcoin price to rise to 35,000, and soon after the halving, again, only 9 months away, the Bitcoin price likely to continue soaring to a new all-time high of 148,000. Now, besides the halving, Pantera also says there are other positive events that are likely to contribute to Bitcoin's next bull run. Quoting them here, we believe the combination of recent positive events, the XRP ruling, and endorsements by BlackRock, in addition to the Bitcoin halving expected to occur in April of 2024, provide a strong setup for the next bull market for digital assets. They also shared that Bitcoin had historically bottomed 477 days prior to the halving and climbed leading into it, and then exploded to the upside afterward. The post-halving rallies have averaged 480 days from the halving to the peak of the next bull cycle. So if history were to repeat itself, the price of Bitcoin should have troughed by December 30th, 2022. So that becomes the million-dollar question. How many of you think that the bottom is currently in for the King Crypto? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. I think the bottom personally is already in, and we're likely to continue climbing onwards and upwards heading into the next halving, and especially considering all the bullish events with the BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF or multiple ETFs being approved along the same time could absolutely create fireworks for the crypto industry, ushering in trillions of dollars of fresh capital into the King Crypto, which naturally will rise all ships and all tides in cryptocurrency. And with that being shared, fam, now for our breaking story of the day. And that's what Jack Mallers has to share regarding the Bitcoin price and his conviction that the Bitcoin price will likely hit $1 million and above per coin. So now let's break this down, shall we? And before I even get into the prediction, he recently tweeted his new interview on the podcast with Dave Portnoy, as mentioned here, from founding Barstool Sports at 25 to selling it for $500 million to buying the company back for $1. And also, as I mentioned earlier, it was announced that he is going to be putting Bitcoin on its balance sheet, which is another major move. And I hope a lot of other major companies follow in his footsteps. So now here's from an interview of him actually predicting the Bitcoin price and why he is so passionate about it. And this is something I transcribed myself and posted on X. Here we go, coming directly from Jack Mallers. If silver is going to 1000X, I will walk into my kitchen right now and I will melt all of my silverware and I will sell it at market. If gold is going to rally, Elon Musk will find more on Mars. This is a super important point. Bitcoin is the only monetary instrument in the history of our species that is fixed. Preach. It does not matter how much more demand comes into the asset class, no one will ever be able to make more of it. There are two things I can guarantee you in my life. Number one, that I will die. And number two, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. And those are the two things that I can only value. It's my life and my Bitcoin. So it is the only fixed supply asset. It is not that complicated. It is going to go up because everything else can be issued more. The only thing that is clear to us and clear to our customers is that you cannot hold and save in dollars anymore. Preach. I think there is going to be a new era of the US dollar where inflation will enter a normalized 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10%. The days of 2% inflation are over. The Fed really blew this thing up. You can call it inflation because the CPI is a load of nonsense, right? Like the government is going to tell me how the dollar is inflating based on a basket of instruments like my Netflix subscription or my Caesar salad doesn't actually tell me where the dollar is doing or how well it's doing or that it's being devalued. Miami real estate does. Bitcoin does. Bitcoin is up over 50% this year. You're telling me that the dollar isn't inflating? You are out of your mind. I am not listening to that. The Fed and the whole monetary system is based on trust, and they constantly break that trust. Preach. It would be the equivalent to there is a fire outside of my house. I smell the smoke, and someone tells me, nah, it's a bunch of teenagers putting on a bonfire. Okay, but I hear police sirens. Are you sure it's a bonfire? Yeah, it's a bonfire. Now I hear 10 sirens, 100 sirens. Now my whole community is running out. I'm not going to get up and look outside the window and see what's going on. I don't believe them for a second. You have to be absolutely crazy to believe the Federal Reserve right now. They are full of it, and I don't have to because I own Bitcoin. There is no one that can deflate my instrument. I get to hold it, saving it. I know the monetary policy. I sleep like a baby, like the baby face that I am. I think you are crazy to believe the Fed and these swap lines and treating these assets at par. It is a gimmick. It is a scam. Preach. Now, also want to share some more from Jack Mallers from that interview that he did on CNBC regarding this price prediction. When he was speaking, he said he is convinced that the Bitcoin price will hit $1 million per coin, fueled by global hyperinflation. And he refers to the Fed's manipulation, as we already, touched upon, and this very bold and passionate statement that there are only two things guaranteed in the world. Nobody can live forever. No one could ever create more than 21 million Bitcoin. And regarding the altcoin industry, he went on to share the following. My overall opinion is that the name of the game is to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. The altcoins are interesting, but a lot more speculative. I use them to accumulate more Bitcoin. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Jack Mallers, and to watch his most recent episode podcast he did with Dave Portnoy. Be sure to check it out. I highly recommend what he has to share. Definitely one of my favorite fearless CEOs, as he is the CEO of Strike. Also, heads up, if you didn't know, he recently opened up shop and set up a headquarters out of El Salvador, as many of the large crypto and Bitcoin related companies are doing, including Tether. Also, recent breaking news, Tether now has almost 5% of their reserves in Bitcoin as they continue accumulating BTC. So let's freaking go. Follow the smart money. When you see all of these, all the smart money players, from, the MicroStrategies to the, Max and Stacy to the, Strike to Bitfinex, they're all accumulating more Bitcoin, Tether, etc. Follow that smart money, right? The only one letting go of their Bitcoin and selling it to the big players are the ones with the weak hands, which right now are only the short-term hodlers. Long-term hodlers know what's up. So where my long-term hodlers at, make sure to say what's up in that live chat. And massive shout out to everyone today in the live chat. I appreciate everyone's support each and every day. Good to see you, McLovin. Good to see you selling with twins. Good to see you, Charles. Good to see you, 21. Good to see you, Bernardo. What's up, Mr. Still Stacking? Bring facts in the building. And shout out to everyone on the Discord server. And really quick, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. If you like receiving daily premium crypto news alerts in the form of live streams like this every single day, 7 days a week, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon, turn on all notifications. Also, heads up, I created a Discord server for crypto news alerts. If you're not already a part of it, I invite you to join us. The URL is discord.cryptonewsalerts.net. You also find it in the description below, along with all the other social media links. We also recently launched our Crypto News Alerts Clips YouTube channel, which I encourage you to subscribe to as well, where I'm dropping clips from the show taken from this live stream each and every day. And of course, I greatly appreciate everyone's support. What's up, Zap Ingram? North Carolina in the building. What's up, Matthew McMullen? Good to see you, my fam. Charles, pleasure. Good to see you. John Dykes, Bitcoin Trini, Tim's Crypto, and I'm going to start rattling all of these comments out loud. Also, massive shout out to everyone on Rumble. And if you're not following me on Rumble, that's our backup. So make sure you're also following me on Rumble right now. We got roughly 500, 600 people over there. I greatly appreciate it. Hodl Mike 73, welcome fam. Knox Bill, Good Friday. That's what's up. TGIF. Barry, welcome from Holland. Good to see you, fam. I will be back. All good dankness, do what it do. What's up, JV? What's up, Matthew? Appreciate you tuning in, supporting the channel as you do. Satwise Jenks in the building. What's up, JV and fam? Let's freaking go, says McLovin. Appreciate that. Holla holla, says $0 G Row. What's good? Yeah, good stuff. Where did you get your avatar? It looks pretty cool. It was custom made by a anime graphic designer on Fiverr. So yeah, they make some really good stuff. I think it was a great investment. I love the avatar personally, and yeah. A lot of great stuff for the branding of the channel as well as for the new channel. So we needed it because I needed to set something up for the Clips channel. We wanted to update the current avatar for the main channel and then all the social media icons that come along, with that. 1,382, that's right. That's the pod number, Jeff. Appreciate your support. I'm gobbling this dip. Good to note. I mean, $25,000 Bitcoin is the steal if you're to ask me. What's up, Ronald? And interesting, I forgot to actually wear my headset today. I knew something was a little different, as I usually can hear my voice in my own ear, but all good. I'm greedy for the corn. Go Bitcoin, word. Sup, Crypto News Alerts fam, just stopping by to say what's up. On my way to the fiat mine. Much love, Bitcoin only mofos. Respect, fam. Every day kicking back and patiently awaiting for the Bitcoin price to rocket and blast off. Send it. Word up, Crypto Bad Fox. I appreciate you tuning in, fam. Much love. Hope to see some more dips before the bull run. I'm sure you will. So seize the moment. I am still bullish on Bitcoin, says Robert Brady, but expect lows in September. How does Puerto Rico treat Bitcoin hodlers with things like capital gains and other advantages? Well, Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States, so it works the same way as it does everywhere else in the United States, unless you qualify for one of their acts. And I believe it's called Act 60, where if you become a primary resident of Puerto Rico, meaning you spend at least 6 months on the island, which is 183 days or more, you could take advantage of this act. And if you are approved, there's zero capital gains on all investments, which include real estate as well as cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin. So you can literally hypothetically say, if you got approved for Act 60 on the island and you are, living here as your primary residence, let's hypothetically say you moved here in 2017 and you bought a bunch of Bitcoin when it was only $2,000. And then 2025 comes around and Bitcoin is no longer worth $2,000, it's worth $200,000. And let's hypothetically say you wanted to cash out some of that Bitcoin. Guess what? Zero capital gains. That's one of the major benefits to investors here in Puerto Rico if you're qualified for the act. Now, another benefit of being in Puerto Rico, if you qualify, is they have another act you could take advantage of where instead of paying federal income taxes, like in Florida, it's over 30%, the federal income tax rate. Here, we only pay a 4% corporate state tax. So there's a massive difference for business owners. That's if you're qualified. And of course, this is not legal advice. Do your own research, but it's something that helped attract me to this island back in 2018 to be able to protect my wealth and not give it away in taxes. You know what I mean? So hopefully that makes some sense, fam. Fernando, what's good? Mr. T, I think BlackRock is accumulating spot Bitcoin while also shorting it. Wouldn't surprise me naturally if you were a giant like them. Wouldn't you want to buy it at the lowest possible price? So if you're BlackRock, it's not in your best interest for Bitcoin to be moon prices at $100,000 or all-time high 69K. It's more in your best interest to be sub 20,000. So do you think that's what's happening with the markets, with the SEC, allowing all of these futures ETFs left and right while denying all the spot ETFs? Obviously, they're not doing that for the best protection of the investors. It's not protecting the investors whatsoever. It's harming and wrecking the investors, but it gives them and Wall Street the ability to continue to manipulate the markets and suppress the price action so that their Wall Street friends could position themselves to really stack sats at the lowest possible prices. I think personally, that's what we're witnessing right now. And I think that's why the price is the same as it was virtually 6 years ago, which is pure insanity if you're to ask me. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Tim's Crypto, good afternoon. Appreciate you. Understand 100%. Vanguard is competing against BlackRock. Well, there's a lot of asset management giants, Vanguard being another major player. We also have Fidelity, I believe controls currently over $4 trillion in assets under management. BlackRock's the largest with over $10 trillion. Let me know where Vanguard stands, probably somewhere up there as well. There's quite a few of them. I finally caught the lie, but however, my thumbs are always up. I appreciate that. Kelvin Watson, appreciate you tuning in, supporting the channel. Much love and respect. Sophisticated Fly Fishing, welcome, welcome. Great question, packed with value and no shilling. Great interaction. Love this channel. Greatly appreciate that feedback. Much love and much respect. Charles says BlackRock wants to harvest our Bitcoin. You already know, so don't give it to them. Hold on to it for dear life, for Christ's sake. Lamborghini next week. moon next month. Anything's possible selling with twins, but more than likely, I don't see the all-time high personally returning until sometime in 2024. And I think the price will continue rising leading up to the halving. And I think it's not going to be until 2025 where we witness the cycle peak, which is the epoch of the halving cycle. And I do firmly believe it'll be multiple six figures. There have been some estimates from some analysts predicting a 400,000 price peak at the epoch of the halving. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. I'll read all of those out loud if you'd like to share. I do hope we return to sub 20. I can always use more sats. 100%. I completely understand that 2017 price comparison hurt. Isn't it insanity? So it's almost like deja vu. What if, hypothetically speaking, Bitcoin was $100,000 right now? You'd be in a position to not be able to stack as much. But because it's virtually the same price as 6 years ago, you have another opportunity from Satoshi or from God or from the universe or from the heavens above to be accumulating. So seize that moment and don't just sit around and do nothing or you're going to regret it. Mark my words. North Carolina is smashing that like button and ringing that bell so I won't miss a single show. Thank you, Zap. I appreciate that, my fam. I think the bottom is in one time. I agree with selling with twins. How many of you agree that the bottom of 15,700, which we reached in the fourth quarter of last year, is likely it? Let us know in the comments. If only Scarface was alive to see this. Rest in peace, Tony Montana. I don't kill no children, man. Classic. Much love. I appreciate you tuning in, Bernardo. Much love, much respect. Charles says the dollar is great for toilet paper. 100%. I mean, that's the intrinsic use case of the dollar. It's obviously not worth that much as a money. It's a worthless fiat currency like the rest of them and the ultimate ish coin of them all. I truly believe that the US dollar is less valuable than all of the ish coins in the altcoin market. And I can say that with confidence because they can just print an unlimited amount. There's altcoins which have a finite limited supply. Why doesn't the dollar? You know what I mean? Red alert. Why doesn't Ethereum? Another red alert. What's going on, fam? Yeah. FAS from Atlanta, Georgia in the building. Guys, let me know where you're tuning in from. Diamond Hands. Let's go, McLovin. Look at Dogecoin's second biggest wallet. This whale is buying 10 to 20 million Doge every single day since November 2022. Holy moly. Obviously, they're bullish on Doge, or they wouldn't be doing so. Eric Castro, welcome from Bakersfield, California, CA in the building. What's the status update with the Max interview? That's a great question. I don't have an update, unfortunately. Dude, you got to show us what you're looking at one day, like your screens, your Roadcaster. Well, I encourage you to visit our Discord because I have some channels already set up exclusive for our Patreons of the channel. If you haven't checked out our Patreon, we recently launched. It's patreon.cryptonewsalerts.net. There's a tech channel, there's a podcasting channel, and those are the channels dedicated to learning the tech that I use to run the show. So if we have any aspiring podcasters, I'd highly encourage you to join the Patreon. It's going to be in your best interest as you'll learn so much. As I have learned so much knowledge over the past 6 years running my YouTube channel, having the #1 Bitcoin daily live podcast, and I'm happy to pass that along to you. If you're looking to monetize your podcast, I can show you how I do it. I make a living out of this. I love doing it. And I can teach anyone to do the same thing. And the more people we have preaching the holy gospel of Satoshi, the better. So let's go. Welcome, Crypto McCrypto. What a great name. ETH or not, Bitcoin is the only way. I truly believe that. Bitcoin is the only decentralized cryptocurrency. You can't say that about Ethereum. So therefore, Bitcoin is superior. Bitcoin is the only true store of value. Some people are like, well, Ethereum could be used as a store of value as well. Well, no, it can't if there's no finite limited supply. We don't know the number. It's a mystery. And if it's a mystery, do you really trust the Ethereum Foundation that much? Do you trust the World Economic Forum that much? Do you trust the SEC and the regulators that much? I don't trust No Clarity Gary as far as I can throw him, and I can't throw him too far, even though he is a little worm. It is what it is. But trust nobody, verify everything. The only true decentralized cryptocurrency, you're looking at it, is Bitcoin, fam. Preach. There's no other truly decentralized crypto. They all have attack vectors because there's founders and creators and foundations. There's no one to go against. If they could shut down Bitcoin, the central banking cartels and the banks and the powers that rule this planet, they would have done so over a decade ago. Bitcoin has been ongoing and thriving every 10-minute TikTok next block for the past 14 freaking years. You know what I mean? It's not going anywhere. It's here for the long term. It's incorruptible. No politician can change that. No ruling class can change that. No secret society can change that. You know what I mean? Bitcoin is indifferent. and it will continue to do what it do, hence why it's perfect money. And it's the first time we have ever had money with a finite limited supply. The first time in human history having perfect, pristine money. So seize it. There's a limited supply, 21 million, probably 4 or 5 million lost and gone forever. That takes us down to 16 million. How many Bitcoin will you hold? Considering there's a lot of millionaires in this world, but guess what? There's not enough Bitcoin for even half the millionaires in this world to be considered a whole coiner. So if you're a whole coiner, you're above all of the rest and you're on the right path, and just keep stacking them sats. How many Bitcoin do you feel you need to accumulate between now and the next halving in order to be set for life? Let me know your honest thoughts and your opinions in the comments down below. What time is it over there? Here in Puerto Rico, it is the same as Eastern time right now. So the same as in New York. It's 4:35 p.m. Eastern, and we've been going live 4 p.m. Eastern typically for the show, but it's very important to have notifications turned on because some days I do go live a little earlier or a little later depending upon my schedule and what I got going on. FTX has more backing in it than dollars. I mean, they created FTT coin, another Ponzi scheme coin, which Sam Bankman-Fried was taking your Bitcoin, right? And then taking it off the exchange and hoarding it and buying property for his parents in the Bahamas, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of property, and then he was giving you an ish coin in return. So what difference is there between FTT, which Sam Bankman-Fried created, and the US dollar? It's one and the same. And isn't it ironic that Sam Bankman, the fraudster, was having private talks with the chairman of the SEC, Gary Gensler, behind closed doors? I'd pay $1 million to be a fly on that wall to know what the hell they were talking about. Probably fraud, corruption, collusion, and everything in between. But isn't it ironic? But right now, Sam Bankman-Fried is in prison, and he is begging the judge to please release him 5 days a week so he can spend more time with his attorneys. That's the situation he dug himself into. Interesting, isn't it? Whole Coin Plus, congratulations, McLovin. Love to hear that music to my ears. Surprising how many folks have yet to figure out Solana was a VC backed up for the second rate smart contract platform. That's right. I lost all respect for Solana after I discovered, Sam Bankman-Fried was heavily involved with pumping the price action on it. Hence why after the FTX collapse, a lot of Solana's market cap dwindled, and a lot of the value of the coin got crushed as well. I don't trust it. I don't trust the VCs in the space as well. And that's not a good look. JV, you're a legend, says DCA. Much respect and love for the dedication of sharing crypto news with the community and for the fam. Much love, fam. Appreciate that. Means a lot. A whole coiner is greater in such an elite class. 100%. Hot Latina. Great username, by the way. SBF is also aided in the Solana pump. Absolute garbage coin. Facts. 100%. You nailed it. Richard says a whole coiner is not, I repeat, not going to be a millionaire, not time soon. Well, that's a great question. I think everyone's goals are a little different. So for some of you, to become a millionaire, hypothetically say by the year 2030, is a great accomplishment. I firmly believe that Bitcoin has the potential to hit $1 million within the next 7 years. Is that a guarantee? No, I can't make any guarantees in life. I can't even guarantee I'll be here tomorrow because I could get hit by a car crossing the road, walking my dog, for Christ's sake. Right? There's no guarantees in life. But at the same token, if you believe in it and you understand there is no second best and there's nothing in comparison to Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin is superior to gold, will eventually overtake that $10 trillion market cap, we know the Bitcoin price is going to go to at least 500,000 to $1 million just by the time the market cap is, 10 trillion, surpassing that of gold. Which is the case for the $1 million Bitcoin or $500,000 Bitcoin the Winklevoss twins made a few years back. You got Kathy Wood of ARK Invest predicting $1 million Bitcoin northwards of as well. So, anything can happen, but 7 years to become a millionaire beats retirement, where work your whole life, you're not going to become a millionaire. It beats the school system where you get educated for frickin' 18 years or 27 years, depending upon your so-called degrees, that you can go get a job and be $100,000 to $200,000 in debt. You know what I mean? Before you even get a job. It sounds like a much better plan to just hodl some Bitcoin, right? So leveraging Bitcoin is virtually a hedge against the US dollar, and it's a hedge against hyperinflation. We all know hyperinflation is going to occur, so to not position yourself with some Bitcoin is, idiocracy, in my humble opinion. But hey, that's just me. Let me know your thoughts, fam. Preach JV. Appreciate that, Mr. Still Stacking. Statwise Jenks, at least another 6+ years until 2030 and $1 million Bitcoin. Yeah, big whoop. You know what I mean? So if you want to become a millionaire sooner than that, stack 2 Bitcoins, stack more. You can become a millionaire by next year, potentially, right? Let's hypothetically say you can get a position in Bitcoin and you have 500,000 in Bitcoin stash. And then Bitcoin doubles by 2025, which is a very conservative prediction, very extremely conservative for a halving. Well, guess what? Double up. What Nipsey Hussle say? Double up. You know what I mean? Double up. You want to double up? Keep stacking, right? Bitcoin does not get rich quick. Bitcoin is not you invest $100 and next year you're a millionaire. Those times are gone. If you would have invested in Bitcoin in 2009 when it was virtually nothing, yeah, of course, you'd be up, tons of percentages and millions of percent, and you'd be a millionaire off that $5 investment. But the reality today, this is, a finite limited supply. It's the greatest resource as far as money is concerned to ever exist. It's likely to continue going up because the purchasing power of the dollar is guaranteed to continue going down. And as long as the dollar value is guaranteed to continue going down, the purchasing power of the Bitcoin is continue to go up. Look at the charts with Bitcoin versus the dollar since the inception of Bitcoin. That tells the entire story, fam. That's what you need to be looking at. Sometimes we're too zoomed in as technical analysts. Hey guys, looking at the 1-day chart, 4 hours, this is looking rough. Maybe I should dump all my corn. But if you look at the bigger picture, that's what this thing is about. Investing is for the long haul. This is not gambling. We're not gambling on ish coins, hoping and praying that the crypto lords give us 1,000x return on the next meme coin. But this is long-term investing. This is smart money. You know what I mean? That's what this thing is all about. Anyways, bring facts, carry fat baskets of everything except the dollar. Exactly, you got it. Nate says $1 million won't be worth $1 million in 7 years, but Bitcoin will be worth 1 million forever and always. Great point. Because we also got to consider that 1 Bitcoin will always be equivalent to 1 Bitcoin, and nobody can change that. No politician, no Scam Bankman-Fried, no regulator, etc. So regardless where the dollar value is, it's irrelevant because Bitcoin is on its own trajectory and it's doing its own thing and will continue to do so, and I firmly do believe that. Let me know if you guys agree. Solana is trash. I agree with Richard 369. I am not a fan of Solana or anything that Scam Bankman fraudster promotes. SBF also aided the Solana pump. Absolute garbage coin. 100%. 100%. Stat-wise, what's up? 1 Bitcoin costs less than most new nice cars right now. Facts. This is true. Well, 1 Bitcoin is what, 26,000 or 25 and some change currently. Massive shout out to everyone on Rumble, including DK 21 million. Appreciate you tuning in, supporting the channel. Of course, Hodl Mike 73 and Digital Dankness. Appreciate all the support showing us on all of the communities. As you know, we do go live and stream simultaneously on Rumble and YouTube each day. So Rumble is more like a backup just in case something were to happen to the YouTube channel ever again. And of course, as I mentioned, we have a new clips channel as well, which could also serve as a backup, which you could be find at clips.cryptonewsalerts.net. Please do subscribe and become one of the first 100 subscribers and become a legend. Because right now we have 50 subs in our first couple of days on the new channel, and I know it's going to be 100 within the next 48 hours. So if you'd like to be part of that first 100 tribe of subscribers to Crypto News Alerts Clips, take advantage of it, and I appreciate the support, fam. Bendaro says, what's a realistic time frame to when it will be normal to borrow against your Bitcoin? Well, we've already witnessed normal time frames to do so, as Celsius was a lender where you could do so, BlockFi was a lender where you can do so, but unfortunately, it didn't pan out for them, obviously, as they went bankrupt and a lot of investors got wrecked. So there's going to be many more companies to do so. I think the key catalyst is going to be a spot Bitcoin ETF. That's going to be the key. That's going to usher in the trillions of dollars of institutional money. Right now, the total addressable market is north of $700 trillion. And if only 1% of that money, of the total addressable market, comes into Bitcoin, we're going above and beyond $1 million per coin. And that's conservative. What if 5% of the total addressable market put their money into the smartest place to keep their money, which is Bitcoin? Well, there you have it. We're talking 10, 20, $30 million Bitcoin. Anything is possible. That's going to be the key catalyst. That's like the final move on the chessboard. And I think many other nations will adopt Bitcoin as the legal tender, following in the footsteps of of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele. Obviously, they were the first to do so back in, was it 2021? And, they showed the way. They set the path. And other nations could do the same. And bigger nations, keep in mind that El Salvador is a small country, only a few million people. What if a big Latin American country like Argentina or Brazil were to make Bitcoin a legal tender? Game on. Bitcoin game theory in full effect. Many other countries are going to be doing the same and fighting for that dominance. 100%. And as Max predicts, he says Saudi Arabia and the oil, which is also smart money, is going to be coming on board to Bitcoin. Only a matter of time. When that happens, we're talking about a multi-trillion-dollar market cap. Right now, the Bitcoin market cap is roughly $500 billion. That's virtually nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. Virtually nada. The height of the crypto market cap thus far, at the height in 2021, was $3 trillion. That's $3 trillion. And again, right now it's 1 trillion. So we're 3 times lower than what the max was, giving us so much potential to grow. That's why when I look at the upside, window of the upside gains versus the downside, there's way more upside to be getting involved in Bitcoin right now than we have ever seen, especially knowing the potential. It's different. In 2020, people were skeptical. Bitcoin will never break 20,000. We have been stuck, since 2017 under 20,000. Then what happened? Lo and behold, from 2020, Bitcoin was 16,000. It jumped all the way to $69,000 within a year. By the year 2021, in November, we literally hit $69,000. That shows the potential. Now we drop all the way back down to 26, where we're currently at. In fact, we hit as low as 15,700. So we already have an expectation of where we can go. We know 69 is possible. It already happened. And if it already happened, we know it's going to happen again, right? Next cycle, bring it. So couldn't be more bullish right now. Ask me if I'm bullish on Bitcoin and I will start a 10-minute rant. I kid you not. Stat-wise, we're still in the early days, 100%. Bitcoin is still a pup. We're just getting started, fam. You already know. Did you ever cover BRICS? Yeah, many times. I think 2 episodes ago, we had a featured story discussing the BRICS alliance and potentially them using a gold-backed currency. And this is obviously the de-dollarization of the world. A lot of countries no longer trust in the US dollar. They know it's backed by nothing and it's nothing more than fiat trash. The life expectancy of the fiat currency has expired, hence why the central banking systems are rolling out the pilots for the CBDCs, which are the central bank digital currencies. And as we all know, if you're a regular of the show, right, chat, let me know, Bitcoin is the antidote to the CBDCs. So if you love your freedom and sovereignty and you don't want to be enslaved by the central banking cartels like we have been, through the US dollar, then you already know. Keep stacking sats, fam. Adrian, what's up? Bullish on Bitcoin in 40 years. Whoa, 40 years. I'm bullish on Bitcoin for the rest of my human existence and for my daughter's human existence and for her kids' human existence. The last Bitcoin shall be mined in the year 2140. Going to be interesting. Looking forward to that 100,000 party. Oh, reminder, I created the $100,000 Bitcoin Fiesta in Puerto Rico channel on our Discord server. It's free and open to all to participate and interact. If you have plans on joining us in Puerto Rico, make sure to join that Discord server and say hello and let us know you're going to be coming inside the Discord chat, which is entitled 100K Fiesta. And again, the Discord server URL to join us is discord.cryptonewsalerts.net. And let's start discussing it. I think that price action is likely to be achieved sometime next year in 2024. If not 2024, it's a shoo-in by 2025, but I am more positive it's going to occur in 2024 as far as probabilities are concerned. I'd throw out there 75% probability we reach 6 figures next year. So in the 25% probability in which we don't, I'm 100% certain that we then do that in 2025. That's my expectations on the Bitcoin price action. El Salvador bond rallying is better than the US, 100%. Shout out to Volcano Bonds and everyone a part of that. You know what I mean? Hey, brother, have you ever heard of the elephant money token? Sorry, never have, fam. Middle East country of Oman to invest 1.18 billion in Bitcoin mining facility. Now that's what's up. A lot of the smart money is in these Middle Eastern countries. So, and I think as the game theory continues, game on. Let's freaking go. Anyways, fam, now for a recap, what I covered with you here in today's show. We discussed the latest technical analysis, also shared breaking news. The founder of media giant Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, says the company will definitely be adding Bitcoin to its balance sheet. Very smart move. We also discussed the founders of the crypto mixer, Tornado Cash, accused of laundering $1 billion We also discuss tracking the origins of Bitcoin's newest $3.1 billion Bitcoin wallet, which is currently the third largest hodler of Bitcoin in the world. We also discuss when Bitcoin likely to moon, as Bitcoin halving cycle hints at Q4 as the smart money continues to buy the rumor. We also discuss $3.5 billion crypto fund Pantera says that Bitcoin is primed to skyrocket if history repeats, and I shared their timeline of $148,000 Bitcoin price prediction. We also discuss the fearless Strike CEO Jack Mallers and his $1 million Bitcoin price prediction fueled by hyperinflation. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode.